Hey, what's up everyone? So when I heard they were making a new movie in the Twister universe, I was hyped. But after watching it, all I could think was, really? This is it? The director claimed it was going to be a tribute, but seriously, what kind of tribute was that? What I saw was a complete waste of potential. Although I like the originality of Tyler being a YouTuber, I mean, it's a really good idea for content creation. I'm not sure if anyone's doing something similar in real life, but it seems like it could work. And then there's Kate, the protagonist, who starts off on the side of the bad guys. That could have been a great twist, but it felt way too rushed. In today's world, where gender equality is rightfully gaining more attention, it's kind of ironic that female characters in sci-fi movies seem to have taken a step back. Back in the 80s and 90s, female leads were better developed. They were so well done that their performances are still memorable today. But now, just adding a bunch of attributes to a character doesn't automatically make them relatable. Although we don't have clear references in this specific genre, natural disasters, we could easily associate Joe with Helent Hunt. I'm not trying to get all nostalgic here, but it's really hard to connect with actresses who have so little charisma. And at the end, I've got some truly incredible information that only made me more frustrated that it didn't come to fruition. The new movie was full of references to the original '96 Twister, but it felt like they were just cashing in on its fame. Let's be real, this wasn't fan service. None of the original characters showed up, which would have been a breath of fresh air for us Twister fans. It's like they couldn't get the rights or agree with the original producers, so they just made a whole new story that felt disconnected. Perhaps the closest thing to a cameo is that Bill Paxton's son plays the disgruntled hotel guest. And by the end of the movie, I was thinking, and I bet a lot of you were too, why didn't they go for a prequel? I mean, look at A Quiet Place, Day 1, Furiosa, of the Mad Max saga, Prey, a great addition to the Predator saga, or Romulus, a solid alien spin-off. They could have explored the past of the original Twister characters. How did Joe and Bill meet? How did they design Dorothy? Why did the team split? So many questions we could have gotten answers to. But nope, we got a generic tornado movie instead. Let's break it down. Both movies start with a tragedy. In 1996, Joe loses her dad in a heartbreaking scene, and you immediately feel for her. In 2024, Kate loses two friends and her boyfriend during a university experiment gone wrong. But here's the thing, because these weren't direct family members, and the characters were barely developed, it was hard to care. Point to the original. After the tragedy, Joe faces her fears and becomes a tornado chaser, smart, brave, and determined. I think what makes us empathize with Joe is her enthusiasm for creating an invention that could save lives. She's not doing it for the money. It's all about passion and philanthropy. Meanwhile, Kate runs away to New York to become a meteorologist, with super intuition and knowledge that feels over the top. His powers go beyond the norm. With just 2 pieces of data and a screen, he can make a decision that's beyond question and even discredit a colleague, completely irrational. She's supposed to be a Samaritan, but then she goes to a rodeo right after a tornado hits a nearby town. And guess what? Another tornado strikes. Like, come on, where was that super intuition then? Another point to the original. Now, Bill from 1996 was a bold meteorologist with great intuition, and Tyler in 2024 feels like a younger version of Bill. I gotta give props for making him a YouTuber, super original. Honestly, both were solid characters, so I'll call this one a tie. The 1996 movie had a colorful cast, with each character getting decent screen time. Plus, Philip Seymour Hoffman, what a legend. The new movie's cast, totally forgettable. Javi, who's secretly in love with Kate, has so little depth that even his redemption arc falls flat. Point to the original. In Twister, Bill and Joe are exes with undeniable chemistry. The 2024 version, the romance feels forced, and the love triangle doesn't create any real tension. The final act even skips the kiss, leaving it to our imagination. Big miss. Even the addition of Melissa to the original group is a success. because not only does she act as a love barrier for the relationship between Joe and Bill, but she also allows the scientific explanations to seem more natural, when in reality, they are being given to us, the audience. Another point to 1996. While in the original version, the plot kept moving forward as they tried to successfully launch Dorothy. This provided us with good action scenes, moments of relaxation when they took a break, and allowed us to get to know the characters better. In Twisters, on the other hand, they take a break from the main plot so that Kate can perfect her invention, strengthen her new bond with Tyler, and it can get a bit boring. Points to the original. The original Twister ends with a high-stakes, intense sequence and a satisfying conclusion. The new movie? Kate launches her machine to slow down a tornado, which was actually pretty cool. But honestly, the movie should have ended right there. Point to the original for the final scene, but props to the new one for at least nailing the tornado showdown. Although it is unfair to talk about the special effects aspect, I still don't see the modern version being able to beat the original. As many know, the filming of Twister in 1995 was completely crazy, even with real explosions and launching vehicles into the air with cranes. But that doesn't mean they didn't use computer effects. In fact, the whole reason Twister was even made was because of a trailer and a short film that came out at the time, which could realistically recreate a tornado. It looked incredibly real. If you want to get a better understanding of the story, I have another video that goes behind the scenes of the Twister filming in 1995. What can we say about Twisters 2024? Lots of green screen, good post-production, it looks credible, but here nostalgia wins out for me. Bottom line, if you want to enjoy Twisters 2024, do yourself a favor and skip the original. The nostalgia will just ruin it for you. And can you believe they turned down Helent Hunt's offer to write and direct a sequel focused on her daughter? That would have been amazing. That's why I think they totally blew a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They were more focused on generating hype and cashing in on commercial success than actually honoring the legacy.
Twister 2, I want to see it.
I tried to get it made with David and Raphael and me writing it and all black and brown storm chasers, and they wouldn't do it. I was going to direct it.
Are you kidding? That's brilliant.
I'm not kidding. We couldn't even get a meeting.
Sure, Twister wasn't a flawless movie, but it was iconic enough to stick with us 25 years later. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you agree, or if you have other thoughts on how they missed the mark with this movie. And, hey, if you're with me on wanting a real sequel, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.